Hi, my name is Kim. Today we're going to learn how to draw a pineapple. So what I have here is a marker, a Sharpie marker, and I have some paintbrushes, watercolor, and a paper towel. I also have watercolor pad. If you don't have this, you can use the printer paper. Remember that when you use a printer paper, it is pretty thin, so it's going to absorb a lot of water and it can get very wet. So be careful. Be careful about how much water you add. And also I have a clean cup of water and a dirty cup of water for brush washing. And so let's get started with the pineapple drawing. So what I want to do is I want to have my pineapple sitting like this. So I want the oval shape like so, and I want the leaves to come out from there, or the stems to come out from there. So for that, I'm going to plan out where to put it. So I want to have it in the middle of the paper, but I don't want it to be touching the other ends either. So I want to start out maybe here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a dot there, and I want to be maybe make the pineapple about that size. So that's pretty good size, and I have enough space here for the green leaves or the stems. So let's get started, and I'm gonna go ahead and do an oval shape, but I'm gonna leave out the top part and just do like a round oval shape here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So let's start with a shape like this. All right, and also same thing on the other side. It's okay if your lines are a little bit imperfect. Some pineapples have some rough edges also, so that's totally fine. And once you have that, what you're going to draw is you're going to go ahead and draw crisscross lines, okay? Going this way and then going that way. And try to make them a little bit far apart, okay? So like so. All right. And once you get to the top here where the opening is, go ahead and just continue, but don't close this, okay? And do the same thing on the other side. So if you need to pause the video to do this, go ahead and do that. I'm going to continue with this crisscross lines. And try to space them equally if you can. So here I've got that opening, and I still did not close it even after the crisscross lines are done. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the top part. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and do a shape like this. I'm going to start from the middle and go ahead and go out. And then another one coming out like that. Same thing, a little bit curvy, and touch that top. Again, I'll do the same thing on the other side. Start from the end here, go out, and then the other one curve and come back in. And I will keep doing that until it reaches to the top, and you want to have, you want to go in this shape. You don't want to keep wrenching out. You want to start like this and then keep going like this. So we're going to continue doing that. Go ahead and draw another branch like this. And you can overlap them if you want, like so. so it looks more real. All right, so here, what I did, it looks like, now I'm gonna go ahead and connect these lines so it looks like it's closed. And I might even close this part at this point, right? So here, it looks like this one is behind that one. And if you imagine this line continuing, it would have come here, but it did not. So that means this guy, this one is behind that one. So let's go ahead and continue. And we'll make it a little bit smaller. And in the middle also, we're just gonna go ahead and make a random one. All right. So once I get to the top, I just sort of did not branch this out. I actually went up straight and come back down. So that looks pretty good. If you need to catch up on this and pause the video, go ahead and do that. Once you're ready to color, let's go ahead and color. So to color this, I'm going to be using watercolor. You are welcome to use crayons, color pencils, or markers, whatever you like. I'm going to be using a little bit bigger brush so that it's a little bit quicker to color this space. So I'm going to go ahead and do yellow. So I'm going to dip it in a clean water. I mean, right now both of them are clean. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some yellow, and I'm going to start with the coloring. And remember, I'm gonna touch and I'm gonna sweep so that it gets a nice clean line, right? I'm gonna go ahead and touch and then sweep across. And the fastest way to color will be to outline the whole thing and then color it in. So again, I'm using the edges of the brush. I'm not touching very hard. I'm holding it slanted and a little bit far away, not so much pressure. So go ahead and touch and sweep. Touch and sweep across. Add more paint if you run out. Make it as vibrant as possible. That way, when this dries off, it's going to look very nice. So we're going to continue doing this and fill this in. All right. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and dip in the dirty water. I'm going to add some water and sweep across inside. And here, it looks complete. Oh, I guess I got it outside the lines and I didn't even realize that. I'm going to grab some water, and this is how I would clean it up. When you do it right away, you can do it. You can clean it up. Basically, I got some, clean water, and get some water on there. And you can even just scrape it with a paper towel, and you see how I cleaned that up. So if you do have that incident, you know what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and continue there and finish this part up. Take your time with the drawing and the coloring or the painting, and add as much paint as you like or the color to make it really vibrant. Okay, once you have this, I would suggest letting it dry a little bit because it's gonna be pretty wet, and if you want to add a little bit more color, you can come back in a little bit later. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush, and I'm going to check and see if I've got any more yellow on the brush. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to this other part. So I'm going to go ahead and use this nice yellow green. I think it's gonna look very vibrant. So I'm gonna, again, what I will do is start from the edges, color it in, and it would be better if you use a smaller brush in this case. And well, actually, when I look at these two, they almost look like the same color. So I wouldn't probably do that. I want this to be darker. So I'm going to probably go for a darker color. So let me go ahead and switch the brushes anyways. And I'm going to go ahead and go for like maybe this green here. Let's see how that, oh, that's more bluish green. So I think I'll choose this green here. So let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring inward. So I'm gonna start out at the edge, pull it in, and that's going to keep it really nice and inside the line. All right, so I've got one done. We'll continue with the rest of them. So again, take your time, pause the video if you need to. And if you need to rewind and watch it again, please feel free. And I'm just gonna continue like so. All right, that looks very good. So grab some more paint. Like you see here, I've got a whole lot of water, so I'm not going to touch this at this point. I'm just gonna let it dry because it can be messy. If you have too much water on your brush, you can always go ahead and tap it off a little bit on the paper towel, and that will sort of take up some of that water and keep the paint still. So I'm going to continue adding this. Here, I'm getting closer to finishing up, and I'm really taking my time to drag this inside. It can be a little bit challenging to get this really neat because these are very sharp, pointy places to get the watercolor in. So I would always suggest using the very side of the brush, you know, just the tip, and do not push it down. And try to make these kind of strokes where you go back and forth a little bit, and that will get you the very nice painting that you're drawing. So it looks very good to me. You can stop here if you like. If you want to add a little bit more texture, what you can do is you can add a little bit more orange to some of the diamonds here, the diamond shape here. So you can just add like a little bit more orange here, you know, to create that gradient effect. And just blend it in with a yellow. The yellow here is still not dry yet for me, so it's easier to blend. That sort of gives you some texture, and it looks like these little diamond shapes are on top of each other. And continue doing it. So let's see. And you can leave some out if you want. That way it's not too uniform. It looks more realistic, you know. So there we have some darker area. If you feel you need a little bit more, go ahead and add some more to some of the areas. All right. So this looks pretty good to me. I'm probably going to leave it as it is, and remember we're gonna go ahead and sign our name at the bottom. or initials. You can put any symbol or anything that you like. I think I touched this area a little bit with the the watercolor box. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that up. So here it is. Here is the final drawing, and I think it's pretty nice. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next class. Thank you for watching.